tonight's post-match press conference with questions in the room. If you have any on Zoom, please go ahead and hit that raised hand function button. We'll try to get to everyone. We're going to go straight to questions. Do we have any? Miles, we'll start with you.
Brian. Oh, yeah.
Go.
Brian. Yep, sorry. It looked like a dogged first half where back and forth. And then second half, your team came out. Can you just talk about what it is you said? Because you looked like you were pressing, pushing, and obviously you didn't get that goal early.
Well, we want to raise the intensity a little bit, with our defending, pressure, which I think that's what you probably saw. Whatever, 60% possession. We had the ball in their end. They were just intent on giving nothing away. So, it looked like we were pressing and obviously trying to score. But, I thought the team came out in the second half and did fine. But it's fine is fine, and okay, you're a fine guy and all that, but we need to score. Yeah.
Noah?
Drop points at home, you're saying it's fine is fine. What are some ways you think you could have been better?
Well, I'll start with this, and don't, when I'm talking about fine is fine, I'm not happy with the result. Don't get me wrong. It's my job. This is in order. It's my job to make sure that I put guys in positions to be successful. It's my job to make sure that substitutions and guys come on the field to make a difference. And then after that, then guys on the field have to make plays. And so it's a combination of everybody. I always have to start with myself. And, you look at the scoring chances that we had, statistically it was, 1.17 or whatever. That's according to MLS thing. But, Alex's chance in the first half, the guy makes a good save. Yesterday at training at Lumen, JP, that shot he has, from top of the box, he scores that 9 out of 10 times in training. So, those were probably best chances in the first half. Some other half chances and stuff like that. Last year, different circumstances, but similar when we were playing against Columbus and Albert gets a free kick, and he just gets it on frame and he scores. They have a new goalkeeper and it's his first action. He's got to get it on frame. Our luck hasn't been great, and that's partly our fault because we shot ourselves in the foot for sure, but, their guy sticks his toe out there and it runs 6 inches past the post. That's Ymar against Charlotte, or, it's one of those things that just seem to be snake bit right now. But, we gotta keep pushing forward and try and make up some points before it's too late.
All right, we'll go to Jose.
Brian, you haven't had the luxury of having a full squad that you can throw out there for league matches, but you've been able to get clean sheets out of it. Can you tell us some of the positive things that you've been able to get, like today, for example, that you've been able to get at home?
Yeah, clean sheets are always positives in my eyes. We didn't allow much. Houston didn't have much, maybe a couple half chances, but they really didn't create much, so that's a positive. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot on the defensive end. There's another positive. And God forbid, I don't want to paint the devil on the wall, but, one of those chances they get in the second half because we're stretched, that one free kick, they got a half of a counterattack going. So those are about the only positives, Jose. We dropped 2 points.
All right, we'll come around this side of the room, starting with Nico Moreno. Nico, thanks for waiting. The mic is coming over your right shoulder.
Greg, just wondering, did you take on Jesus Ferreira, his play, and did you see any improvements in his overall movement and things of that nature today?
I'll watch the tape to give you a proper review. What I felt was he needed to be a little bit more involved. We need to do a better job, and again, I'll give him some credit or cut him some slack. It's really his first game and a half of really actually playing as a number 9, and it's different. He and Jordan are different, so the guys around him have to adjust as well. But he made some passes. I mean, he's a smart soccer player. I like when he plays the ball early. He got someone in on goal in the first half because of a good soccer play. He had some passes in the second half, but he's also a very good goal scorer. I need him to feel confident enough to try and do things inside the box. And, once he gets one, the rest of it will start to come.
Nico.
Was, of course, Nico Lodeiro's highly anticipated return to Lumen Field. Saw you interacting with him before the game. Of course, there was a big tribute. Could you talk about how those interactions with him went? Was it positive? Any good conversations with him?
Well, I can tell you mine. I can't tell you everybody else's, but obviously Nico was a tremendous player for the club. So, we came, and after his little thing, we made eye contact. He came over, I gave him a hug, and I said, it's well-deserved. The reception that he got was well-deserved. I think the fans appreciated what Nico has done for the club in the past. And, that was sign of class by the organization to give Nico that presentation. It's great by the fans to really acknowledge what a great player he was.
All right, we'll work our way back here to Steve Clare in the second row. Yep.
Hello again, Brian. It's good to be back. You haven't aged a bit. It's an adage.
You or me?
Oh, well, you certainly.
Oh.
But it's for you to tell me if I have.
Okay.
It's an adage in the game that if you're creating chances, the finishing will eventually sort itself out. And I've heard many coaches say that across the game in many countries. Although it's just an adage, is that something you yourself believe in? And is that something that's particularly comforting after a night of good chance? As you said, fine is perhaps, now maybe it was better than fine. The chance creation was good. The balls were going just past the post. They had to change a keeper. No one expects a substitute keeper to do that well. Our ex-Daniel Steers had a particularly good game. So is it possible that after a game like that, Brian, you can say, there's not really that much wrong. The ball will go in the net, provided we keep creating opportunities with the frequency that happened tonight?
Yeah, but I would say that, expected goals is something kind of funny for me because, I'm more of an old school type guy in stats and what did the game feel like. We had some good chances, but, they were from a little bit further back and, Alex Roldan's shot is a good example of, the young goalkeeper making a save. That ball, he kind of got stuck under his feet. He tried to clip it in the back post, but I think it might have been going wide, but the goalkeeper touches it. It really wasn't a clear chance, but it was a good chance. So if that's what you're saying, we need 5 of those, I might disagree because we need real chances, guys that are really going after it and really hitting the ball, like Alex in the first half or JP, like I mentioned. I mean, those 2 chances should go in. And so is there any sort of silver lining? Is the team playing well enough offensively up to a point until the 18? Maybe you could say that. But reality says we dropped 2 points. So my message to the team just now was exactly along those lines.
All right, George, thanks for your patience. We'll go to you next.
Coach, 2-part question. The first is MLS didn't stop for the international break while most competitions stopped. So what are your thoughts on that? And then the second part is you only made 2 substitutions. Is that related because you don't have Obed, you don't have Nuhu, or are you still waiting for some new signings?
Well, the international break is something we've been dealing with in MLS for many, many years. So for us, it's a non-issue. As far as the substitution, if you saw the bench, I brought on the 2 attacking players that I really had. I didn't think there was much else we could do. We talked about maybe bringing one of the center backs off and, going to a back line of 4, but at the end of the day, we were getting a little bit stretched. I wanted Paul Rothrock to stay high on the left-hand side and Georgie on the right, so we needed the 3 center backs. Even when I brought JP off, the rotation was for Albert to push forward and have, Danny Masowski and Jesus as 2 forwards and Albert in his normal position, and Christian being a solo, holding midfielder. So we thought about it, but I just didn't think that those changes were warranted. I thought the guys on the field were, hopefully going to produce a goal.
All right, we'll take a few more follow-ups I'm seeing on this side of the room. Jose, we'll start with you and then go down to Maz.
Brian, what did you see from JP and Danny that you were able to use during this week, now that you have some training time, and to help them grow into those position players that they need to be when called upon?
Well, I think JP has done a great job for this club on many occasions, many games. Danny's still up and coming. He's learning. I thought Danny could have been a little bit cleaner tonight. That was the reason for the first sub. I was going to take one of them off and drop Christian back at some point, but I thought JP was a little bit better than Danny tonight. But Danny's got a bright future. I mean, I have zero problems. Let me rephrase that. I have 100% confidence I can put him on the field and he can do a good job.
Maz?
Brian, I don't even know how to ask this, but there's just, like you're saying, there's just a lack of creativity up from the 18 yards in. How do you fix that and get multiple runners? Because it seemed like once in a while you'd have a player in there, but there wasn't a secondary player running off.
And we couldn't even get the ball from our prime assist zone, the areas that we try and, get to. We couldn't even manufacture those, starting points for our attack. So yes, it's numbers in the box. It's also making sure we get the balls into the right spot so the attacking movements can be good. Georgie gets stuck because Georgie's being found out now in the league. Every time he gets the ball, there's 3 guys on him. And so then he draws those 3 guys, he drops the ball back to Alex or Christian or someone, ball's got to be swung in. But to your point, who's inside the box if we're crossing balls from, top of the box? And, we got to make sure we fine-tune those things. But then again, it's just a little bit more of that, life or death. It's life or death in the penalty box. I mean, we have to get in there. It's a non-negotiable. If we see Georgie or if we see Paul going, I need 3 guys in the box.